A comprehensive history of America, pre-Columbian America, before 1492. Before European contact, the Americas were inhabited by diverse indigenous peoples who developed advanced societies. Civilizations such as the Mississippian culture in North America, the Puebloans in the Southwest, and the Iroquois Confederacy in the Northeast thrived. These societies built cities, engaged in trade, and developed complex political and spiritual systems. European exploration and colonization, 1492–1763, Christopher Columbus's voyage in 1492 initiated European exploration and colonization. The Spanish, French, and British established colonies, often displacing indigenous populations. The British settled along the East Coast, founding Jamestown, 1607, and Plymouth, 1620. The transatlantic slave trade began, bringing enslaved Africans to work on plantations. The American Revolution and Independence, 1763 to 1783, tensions between Britain and its American colonies grew due to taxation without representation. The Boston Tea Party, 1773, and the First Continental Congress, 1774, led to the Revolutionary War, 1775–1783. The Declaration of Independence, 1776, primarily authored by Thomas Jefferson, declared the colonies' freedom. The war ended with the Treaty of Paris, 1783, recognizing U.S. independence. Formation of the U.S. government, 1783–1800. The Articles of Confederation, 1781, established a weak central government. The Constitutional Convention, 1787, created the U.S. Constitution, introducing a federal system with checks and balances. The Bill of Rights, 1791, guaranteed individual freedoms. George Washington became the first president in 1789. Westward Expansion and Manifest Destiny, 1800–1860. The Louisiana Purchase, 1803, doubled U.S. territory. The War of 1812 strengthened national identity. The concept of manifest destiny drove expansion westward, leading to conflicts with Native Americans and Mexico. The Texas Revolution, 1836, and the Mexican-American War, 1846–1848, resulted in U.S. territorial gains, including California and the Southwest. The Civil War and Reconstruction, 1860–1877, tensions over slavery led to the Civil War, 1861–1865. Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, 1863, freed enslaved people in Confederate states. The Union's victory preserved the nation. Reconstruction, 1865–1877, sought to rebuild the South and integrate freed African Americans, but racial tensions persisted. Industrialization and immigration, 1877–1920. The late 19th century saw rapid industrialization, urbanization, and mass immigration. Railroads connected the country, and industries flourished. Labor movements emerged due to poor working conditions. The Progressive Era, 1890s–1920s, brought reforms in labor laws, women's suffrage, 19th Amendment, 1920, and economic regulation. World. Wars and the Great Depression, 1914–1945. The U.S. initially remained neutral in World War I but joined in 1917, contributing to the Allied victory. The 1920s brought economic prosperity, but the Great Depression, 1929, led to widespread hardship. Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal programs aimed at economic recovery. The U.S. entered World War II after Pearl Harbor, 1941, and played a decisive role in the Allied victory. The Cold War and Civil Rights Movement, 1945–1991, post-World War II. The U.S. and the Soviet Union engaged in the Cold War. The Korean War, 1950–1953, and the Vietnam War, 1955–1975, were key conflicts. Domestically, the Civil Rights Movement, led by figures like Martin Luther King Jr., resulted in the Civil Rights Act, 1964, and Voting Rights Act, 1965, ending legal segregation. Modern America, 1991-present. The Cold War ended with the Soviet Union's collapse, 1991. The 9/11 attacks, 2001, led to the War on Terror. The U.S. saw technological advances, economic challenges, and political shifts. Issues like climate change, racial justice, and global conflicts continue to shape the nation. Conclusion: America's history is marked by resilience, conflict, and progress. From its indigenous roots to modern global leadership, the U.S. continues to evolve, striving toward its founding ideals of liberty and democracy. Subscribe for more videos.